Oh my God, Jash, why would you talk
Hello,
about children that
I'm
way?
Jashikins.
Oh God.
Shut up. And welcome to this week's episode of Jash Talks. And with me this week, as always, is my insufferable co-host. Say a name.
Oh, punch it. Thing with
And
attitude, it's getting a bit of rumble to her name.
our guest this week is,
Kitor84.
and I met her. It was either on Facebook or the Animorphs role-playing forum. I can't remember which came first.
It was the forum.
Okay. Yeah, I play Tobias. She plays Cassie.
Yeah.
I play no one,
Of course, because you're an idiot.
because I'm lazy. If anyone's watching this and they're lazy, shout out to you, my brother. My lazy brothers from the PC screen, please.
Okay.
Carry on.
Well, this week, since we've made it through the introductions, we're going to be talking about Marvel, and this is an episode I've been looking forward to for around 2 weeks to finally get to record. And sadly, Jim was supposed to join us, but he's sick, so... Shut up, Bones. And so we hope he gets better soon, and maybe next time he can join us. And for some reason, it's going to my logo instead of my beautiful face.
I prefer the logo.
Fuck off.
Hey! Look,
Okay.
listen. It's all fair in war, frankly. And this is war.
No, this isn't war. This is a massacre of me to you.
Oh, cute.
It's gonna be good.
Okay, so the first topic is favorite Marvel Cinematic movie.
I shall let you people get on with it first.
Okay, Kitor, you go first.
Ooh, this is a hard one.
You can have up to 3 choices,
Three
so you don't have to
choices?
pick one.
Okay, it would have to be let me see. Let me go 3 to 1. The third one will probably have to be. I really liked Iron Man 3.
We lost a viewer.
Yeah, we probably lost it here. But I mean, compared to Iron Man 2, which was kind of weak with what it was trying to come across with Tony Stark's, the alcohol, and because of, he was kind of losing control over himself because of the arc reactor and everything. But it was a little bit more comical and a little bit more, let's just make his alcoholism funny and not serious. And Tony Stark, everything with him is almost serious, or even beyond that. And Iron Man 3 kind of picks up with that. And when I was talking with Omar just a second ago was with Tony Stark's PTSD at the end of the Avengers, with him having those panic attacks. And it's like, oh, we get to see the more human side with, with dealing with being a superhero.
That's true, actually. I never thought about that. Every time I think of Iron Man 3, I just instantly think of the Mandarin, and I vomit in my mouth and want to punch someone.
But I'm not a comic reader, so I'm really thankful for not having to deal with that, but I like...
I wasn't even an Iron Man comic reader, but I saw the cartoon, and he was cool there and all. He was like this jade dragon Chinese guy with magic finger shit on his hands, and he was badass. He was like Lex Luthor with a cool beard.
Oh yeah, and they hinted the 10 Rings thing in the first movie too.
Yeah.
So they seem like they're going to do the whole Mandarin thing right off the bat. So, but
I think
yeah.
it might be Tina's. I think what's his name, Kingsley. I think he is the Mandarin. I think he's just pretending to be an actor, pretending to be the Mandarin.
Yeah, a lot of people think that.
I want that so much to be the case, because it'd be brilliant.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be wicked if in Iron Man 4 he just whips out and he's like, nah, I was always the villain all along. Then Iron Man's like, but I put you
Okay,
in jail. You were in
Omar.
jail anyway.
Shut up.
No, never.
Okay, number two. Okay, we have to go with oh gosh, this is hard. I would have to say Guardians of the Galaxy right now. I know it should be number 1, but Guardians is a pure sci-fi kind of non-standard superhero movie.
I
You
almost
know?
I don't know how it will fit into the universe. I'm
Well,
worried
it,
about
it
that.
Oh, it does.
It does fit. They do relate
No,
to
I've seen it. I've
Thor
seen it. It's
too.
just I don't know how it fits. I don't
Oh,
feel like thematically I could ever see a situation where like Captain America and Iron Man stand a balls chance in hell when this fucking Star-Lord popping about with lasers and like technology that could kick the shit out of Iron Man. And there's a raccoon that has better guns than Iron Man.
it started with the Avengers, with the Tesseract. That's one of the Affinity gems.
Gems, yeah.
Yeah,
Not stones.
yeah, it's interchangeable. But and then we got let's see, what's we should already call them off. The Tesseract, the
Ether.
the Ether in Thor 2. What do we got else? We got just three so far?
Yeah, there's I think a rumor going around that the stone in
Loki's staff.
was the mind gem, but I don't know if that's confirmed or not.
Yeah,
It's
because
unlikely. It seems really fucking weak.
the mind gem, soul gem, but and then we got the some people call the space gem or the power gem.
Oh, that just destroys shit.
Yeah.
The power glove. Oh.
Yeah. And Guardians of the Galaxy, but Guardians, the way that James Gunn made that movie is half serious, but doesn't take itself
The
serious.
opening credits.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. I want to see it again yesterday, but long story short, I had to deal with some SSI bullcrap. But I was so sick. It was like a last-minute thing, so I was preparing since like a week from today to go see it again, drink beer, have cheese fries, and watch. And then, yeah, because that opening credits is a great reason just to re-see it.
Yeah, and of course, characters, the character arcs between all of them from beginning to end, and you get to see little hints of why they are the way they are. And
They're all good characters as well. I mean, when I first started, I thought Gamora and what's his name, Drax, I thought they weren't really going to be very good. But then I watched it and I realized that actually they're very, very good, and they don't
very
fall
complex.
stereotypes. Because I'd assumed that Gamora was going to be stereotypical cool girl who can kick everyone's ass and has no emotions. But in fact, she proved to be arguably the heart of the group, and yet still the badass who kick everyone's ass. And Drax, he was Drax. You see him? He didn't get sarcasm and shit. And he was just like, I'm Drax, bitch, and starts punching people.
And all the emotion that he says that he can't really express for his family that was murdered, and how he, when they were going to the nowhere, and where he got drunk and he was thinking about all of it, he said, Ronan, I could take you out right now. Let's bring it on. Because all that pent up emotion in him, for his family.
I think, just spoilers for this, I think what sums up his character for me in an almost badass way is when afterwards he's just walking with Gamora and she's like, oh, you got revenge and shit, and he's like, yes, I have. Now to kill Thanos.
Yeah.
And I thought, yep,
That's like,
this guy.
fuck, wait, what? Fuck.
Yeah, it's like, that was like check off number 1, then let's go to check off number 2.
He was like, just doing everyday business, just got to kill a super lord. Won't take that long.
and of course, a lot of people that don't know about Rocket Raccoon's origins, they kind of put it into play there, but with Rocket's origins of being basically this planet rounded up all these animals to basically be like therapy animals to like a nursing home planet that was then destroyed by Thanos in the comics, and so he basically had to pick up and see what I could do with what I got,
That's a lot.
Yeah, and of course Bradley Cooper, he was freaking fantastic.
Close that shit off.
Yeah, and of course let's talk about Vin Diesel. As Groot.
Close that shit off. I've never seen so much
I
emotion
am
in 3
Groot.
words ever.
Yeah, and
Listen. We are Groot. I was like,
we are Groot.
Oh, that was fear-inducing.
Yeah.
It was. I don't even know why, but I was like, God damn it, Groot.
I
You're my
know.
boy now.
I was just watching something on YouTube about how he was talking about that he had the actual translations to his dialogue to the side of him. So he had to read the dialogue and then emotionally express in those 3 words, I am Groot.
Someone
So
needs to get the screenwriter, a script or whatever, and figure out what he was actually saying, because I'm super curious.
yeah. And for one thing, oh, you go.
Um, with I read something on Tumblr that talked about the comics and how Groot actually can speak more words. It's just that us humans don't have the
The hearing,
hearing
I
to
guess?
hear it.
Yeah, and that's why Rocket can.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought too, especially when he was talking about,
11%.
Yeah, 11. It's more than 11%.
What does that matter?
But overall, it's a fun movie. I actually downloaded the, awesome Volume 1 mix, from the movie, and it's so great, so perfect, and personally picked out by James Gunn himself, because he would think this is what Peter Quill would, keep thinking of his mother even after all these years in space all by himself with the
I
Ravagers.
thought that was really sad. I thought that was it was like weird. It's almost like they never really said that he was sad about it, but you
But
could
they
tell it
show.
wasn't.
Through the music, you could tell, because he was still being, funny and everything, but that is really the only link he has to his mom and
It was
to
like
Earth.
almost like real life. People don't have to go around telling you the backstory, but you can see it in them sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you couldn't hear him.
yeah. And then when he got the second one, he was like, this is exactly what he needed. It was exactly what he needed. That little Volume 2, and there we go. And of course, little dancing baby Groot.
That was
And then
never before in my
Then
life have I
looks
been hit
at
by
him,
so much
and Groot
heat.
goes, not moving.
What?
Yeah, not moving, and then
Oh.
and then that little butt shake of the twig of. I want you
I
back.
don't think there's ever been anything cute in that. I think humanity has reached a pinnacle in cuteness, and it is Groot.
Yes. And okay, a little quick fact, I don't know a lot of people know this, but Vin Diesel actually recorded his I Am Groot in 5 languages. So he did it over and over. He did it in Spanish, in Mandarin, in French, and I forgot the other 2, but when they were talking, I think he was talking to Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel about it. And he talked about, having to do it over and over again. He said it never got boring. Never got boring. And I just find that very endearing. And he recorded his lines on the stilts. On those stilts. So he was...
Holy shit!
Yeah! So
you go to that length to record your thumbs up.
Yeah.
I hand it to the guy. He's putting the effort in.
Yeah, and he's like, next time when we do and he's thinking about, he knew that there was going to be a sequel, and he said, next time with sequel, with the motion capture, I'm going to be in this thing, not just on the sidelines. So he's already thinking way ahead. So, okay, that number 1. Okay. Okay, it's almost a split between Iron Man and the Avengers. Iron Man started off, it was really hard to get, John, what's the name of the director of Iron Man?
Favreau.
Yeah, thank you.
Josh Whedon?
No, of Iron Man. First
Iron Man. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he played Happy.
Avengers.
Yeah, he played Happy. For him, and all the dedication he took to, no, Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark, and convincing Disney to go like, this is the guy. This is the guy to do it. And they're like, no, he did drugs. Exactly.
That's true. He is essentially Tony Stark. He's done what he's done. He is who he is. Only thing he's missing is a robo suit.
Exactly. And of course, the humor they put in it in such a subtle way, especially with his little arm companions. when he's building the suit and everything, their little
Yeah.
sentience. You know, that's one of my dad's favorite parts. He'll laugh every single time at those arms, especially with the one that tries to blow him with the fire extinguisher bit, and he goes
I'm pretty certain those things are going to turn
Where
into
that
Ultron.
thing
So.
has emotions, it's like it's sad. It's like, aw.
Yeah, and Tony's saying, I will donate you to a community college. So it's between Iron Man and the Avengers because, of course, we got Mr. Firefly himself, you know, at the captain's chair of, like, I know how to do this. Let's do it.
Josh Whedon, our
Yes.
Lord and Savior.
I have such a hard time saying his first name. I want to say Josh, but it's with the other S, and I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
It's not Josh?
No,
Not?
no, it's
Really?
like.
What
It's
is
not
it?
Josh. It's Josh.
Josh.
Yeah,
I'm going
Josh
to go
Whedon.
up to him one day and say, Josh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing
And
is,
then die
I'm really,
laughing at
I'm really
embarrassment.
I'm really trying to extract that other S because he says everybody calls me Josh, and it's not.
Josh.
Yeah, Josh Whedon, and with him and what he did, especially picking Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner.
Damn good job.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm like, you know, even before he became the Hulk in the movie, I totally believed he was Bruce Banner, and in there was the
It's
anger.
weird. I love that they gave him kind of a slow confidence. It's not that he wasn't. It's not that he was confident. It's that he knew that no one's really going to be able to hurt him, because they're in more danger than he is. I felt that from him when he was acting. It's like
Oh,
when
yeah.
he was in the Indian hut, and the thing, was it Black Widow was there? I could tell it doesn't matter how good she was. He knew that she couldn't do shit to him, and
I
I loved
know.
that. It was like
Yeah.
he wasn't cocky, but he knew it. He was like, "You're
Yeah.
not gonna be able to hurt me
He
here."
sort of tested her at one point, just scaring the crap out of her, and he's like, sorry, I'm just seeing what you would do.
Yeah.
I love that. That was funny.
And of course, Tony, once he meets him, he starts poking him and everything. He's like, let's
What-
see if I could get you
What's
angry.
afraid of? What's to be afraid of? See, poke, 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 poke.
like a little electric cattle prod, like in the shape of a pen. You know, poke. He's like, what the hell are you doing? You know.
That's sort of why I ship the pair, just because. Yes,
Everybody ships that pair.
yes, the thing is that yes, other characters do treat him nicely as human, but Tony is the one to treat him more human and more often than the others.
Yeah, he
No,
kind of-
everyone else treats him with like kiddie gloves, but what's his name?
Tony's like,
Tony treats him as a person. He's
Yeah,
just doing
he
what
treats
Tony
him-
does.
he almost treats him like a brother, not just of, you know, this guy's a scientist and he actually knows what Tony's talking about, but he's just like, you know, hey, you're kind of a freak too. I'm freakish, you know, with this thing in my chest.
Yeah, well,
So-
because I think in another way I know why. I think basically of the entire team, they're the ones who are the most obviously flawed.
Mhm.
Like everyone else is perfect in some way. Black Widow was the perfect spy. You got Hawkeye. Hawkeye was a badass, perfect spy as well. Fucking a god of thunder. And Captain America. Fucking Captain America.
Yeah,
And there's them two who are essentially just scientists who've had something go wrong in a scientific way. And now they're cursed with awesome power.
Well, you know, I remember listening to a podcast on Fat Man on Batman. I forgot who he was talking with, Neil Adams, I think. And he was talking about the Avengers, all of them being flawed in some way. You know, like Thor with his arrogance. And that's why he lost, you know, the hammer in the first place. And he
Well,
had
yes,
to
but
get his...
I think the difference is I know what you mean there. That was meant to be a defining difference between the Avengers and the Justice League. But
Yeah.
the thing is, I'm not sure if you know this, but most of the Avengers now, those flaws are gone.
Yeah.
The Black Widow I don't know if Black Widow has a flaw. But
Well,
if she has, I haven't seen it.
her ledger.
Red in her ledger, yeah.
Now see, that's for a spy. I don't think that's a problem. Arguably, I think that's part of the job description. So I
I
don't
think
consider
unless
that a
he
problem.
killed children or something, maybe that's why it bothers her so much or something like that. It has to be something so horrific in that ledger.
Maybe, but I don't know if they could ever live up to the problem. And
Yeah.
even then, the rest of them are fine. I mean, Thor, yeah, he was arrogant, but not anymore. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the first movie problem. Captain America, what's his problem? He is literally
Stuck
perfect.
in a different time. I get that reference.
Oh, my God.
And I haven't seen the second.
Superman looked like Batman. Honestly,
Yeah.
he's out goody two shoes everyone. And obviously, he is completely flawed. That might in and of itself be a flaw, actually, but the point is, flawless. And I think Ruffalo and Iron Man, they're not flawless at the rest. Obviously, you got Banner who will kill everyone given half the chance, and Stark who won't kill everyone, but he'll get drunk and probably
I don't
accidentally
want Hulk
anyway.
to kill Iron Man in the next Avengers movie. I'm like,
As long as it's Hulk
go to
based, as long
sleep
as Hulk based,
afraid of that.
Oh, well, I think, they keep showing that same concept art of the Hulk versus the Hulk Buster armor.
I'm going to need to have alcohol.
Ultron takes it. I guarantee Tony's suits are going to get taken over by Ultron. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think too. With Age of Ultron, but and also with I would say the return of Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. We see him in Iron Man 2 kind of be the straight man and everything. It's like, yeah, we were thinking about this, and then he's kind of like to those shadowy people in the up in those monitors. He's basically said, "F you, I'm gonna do it." And say, I believe in these people. I believe in all their flaws.
Not a smart choice if we're thinking logically there.
Yeah.
I mean, he did put the entire fate of the human race in the hands of a drunk, a god, deadly spies, and a monster.
Don't insult the Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Look, I love the Ruffalo too, but you can't deny, if shit was going down, I wouldn't trust him. I'd be like, do you know what, I'm probably going to choose nukes instead. You just stay there.
No,
I love the Indians, I don't mind.
I would choose Ruffalo just because, getting killed by the Hulk is like on one of my top 10 lists of way to die.
And especially when we see, Loki get swept up.
Oh yeah,
that's
God.
Best bit of that movie ever. Actually, every time the Hulk's in it, it's awesome. Like, he just punches Thor into the fucking.
They used him well.
Yes.
They used him well.
They didn't make him like the cartoon version. He wasn't passive aggressive. Even at his calmest, he was punching his friends. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. Even Thor, side punch, bam.
I love that.
I remember seeing that in the theaters, not knowing what it was, knowing that was coming up, and just like laughing because that was like.
Oh no way.
Yeah. He just does that with everybody that he thinks that he can, do it too.
He's like an angry child, and it's hilarious.
I can punch. And
especially with Captain America, with him saying Hulk, he turns around, he says smash, and then big old grin.
Yeah,
he's like, okay.
That face.
I think Hulk was afraid that he was going to be told to do something complicated, like
stay here or something.
Yeah, but when, America says smash, he's like, yes, I get to go wild, finally, Banner's been holding me up all this time, yes!
Yeah, and that's why it's so difficult of picking number one, between the first what started all this off, and then when you see, all those years of putting all these separate moves together to get Avengers, and it's like it all makes sense now. It's all one universe.
It all came together, didn't it? It was.
Yeah, and I will always love Iron Man because the kickoff and one it's a well script for trying to do Iron Man, a B-list character, in the tiers of superheroes. He was a B-list.
I know. Yeah, when I found that out, I was like, what?
Yeah, it's like we can't, we don't have the X-Men. Well, what about Iron Man? Well, I think we could do it. Anyway, I think I'm done. Go on.
Okay, I only picked 2 because that was easiest for me. I'm not rating these in any specific order because I like them I think they're awesome and I watch them over and over again for different reasons, but I don't like to rate things one above the other if I can avoid it. And Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers. Guardians of the Galaxy because there's a great mix of humor and dark moments and showed us that you can talk about something really dark but still have fun with it, still laugh at the same time.
And it's not around Earth, basically. You know, the first 5-10 minutes, and then that's it.
And then he's like abducted by Space Merle.
Yeah, and Space.
I had one problem with that movie. Just one problem.
What?
They didn't say enough about the whole abduction thing. It's like, you don't think that's a little bit of a bigger deal than he's thinking about it? Maybe he already dealt with it. Maybe there's a prequel about it, but it's a bit weird. It's like you were abducted from your home planet, but you don't give a shit anymore. Sorry.
Well, he's had like 20 or so years to adapt.
I suppose, but he's like the only human out there. I'd imagine you'd at some point you think, I wonder what it'd be like if I just landed back home again. Because clearly he can do it.
Yeah.
If you can travel to the other side of the universe, he could do it. So.
Yeah, and well, thing is, at the end of the movie, the Ravagers, I forgot the name of the character, Merle, Space Merle.
Yeah, I call him.
Yeah, he says, well, you know, we were supposed to deliver him to his dad, but it's kind of like, it's like he wanted to like have a little son with him, adopt his son. He was like, yeah, that could have been the biggest score of his life, but he kind of liked the kid. And but that's the other thing, But, yeah.
Okay, for anyone watching who's confused why I'm referring to him as Space Merle, the actor Michael Rooker, I believe it is, played Merle in The Walking Dead.
Yeah. I forget the character's name off the top of my head, but I'm just saying Space Merle. And what about Avengers?
Avengers, it's one of those movies you put on, I will have a hard time walking away. Plus, Mark Ruffalo plays the Hulk. I wasn't a Hulk fan before. Like, I saw like the old TV show.
That's for me.
Same.
And I was like, okay, Hulk is, interesting, okay. But Mark Ruffalo just brought so much life to the character. I'm like...
So basically, you don't like the Hulk. You like the Hulkalo.
I like Bruce. I like the whole... I think why I like a Bruce / the Hulk is... I have anger issues myself. And so...
No.
And so seeing this guy who's, very reserved that I can really relate to, but still has this dark side of him that's impossible for him to control at times. I just really relate to, because I'm like, that's what my anger feels like, and that's how I feel when, like, every day dealing with it.
Or dealing with the control of it.
Yeah.
And the give and take. Yeah, I could totally see that. And
Am I the only one here who doesn't want to kill anyone?
What? Dude, I might imagine, but I don't truly wish anyone dead.
No.
I do.
Who?
Fuck you, asshole.
All of France.
Stupid Englishman.
Yeah, you're English. You're supposed to hate them.
Look, I've got to abide the stereotypes, goddammit.
Plus, Mark Ruffalo has a... Well, if you've read some of my writing, you will know exactly what I think of Mark Ruffalo's body.
I've read some of it. I was like, okay, she's tempted me. Let me look. Oh, really?
I had like last week we had Jocker Leon, and I like introduced him to my special stash, and it's like, I never saw you being this explicit before. I never imagined you could do this.
I read Doctor Who fan fiction. I'm used to explicit.
I know, but you look.
Hold up, stop right now. Explicit Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Okay, you can exchange links afterwards, but...
No, I don't want to see that.
Some...
I do not know. That should be... We should malt that from the earth. You can't do that to the Doctor.
I'll do it! I'll do it. Heather, I mean Ketor, give me some ideas of what to do, and I'll write a one-shot.
Look, you can do it to Captain Jack. That's kind of his thing, and not the Doctor. You don't do it to the Doctor.
Oh, yeah, you do the Doctor.
Oh, even David said the Doctor wasn't a monk.
Huh?
Yeah, he said that. Oh, the Doctor's not a monk. He's gotten laid.
Well, yeah, but... You don't want to see it.
Unless it's between the Doctor and Rose, anybody else I don't want to see it with. because that's my OTP.
Doctor and the Hulk.
Oh no!
That would hurt. Okay, moving on.
Moving on. Punchy, you say your top 3 MCU movies.
All right, I'm gonna go through mine quick. Okay.
Quickly.
Right. First place, The Incredible Hulk. Norton's Hulk. I really love that movie. I love the bad guy. I love the story. I love the Hulk smashing every fucking thing.
We need to see more Betty in the MCU. I want to know what's gone on with her since
I don't want to see her. I've never liked Betty in any incarnation. I think she's good. I think she's fine.
I just want to see it because even Jane got like a.
Well, make her a bad guy.
Make her like all we have to know is she died. One-liner. Okay,
nope.
Move on.
I think they should make it so that she went against Banner. She's now his enemy. I think that would add a good bit of drama. Allow him to move on and had some nice drama up in there.
Angry Stacks.
Oh God, no! Right.
I couldn't drink coffee or else I'd be spitting that shit out on my keyboard.
Good for you. Okay, second is probably, let me think. I liked the first Captain America and I liked Thor. And so it's either one of them. I think probably I'll have to go with Thor because I find Thor the character is entertaining, he's funny, and that's good enough for me. The movie itself could have been better overall. Yes, another! I want to do that.
I have coffee here. I can smash it down on the ground.
With Captain America, well, I haven't seen the second one, so I know what happens. But anyway, the first Captain America movie, I guess because of being American, we're so used to World War II, the Americans coming in, and we're gonna help save the world, and that kind of thing.
You technically didn't do as much as anyone else.
Yeah, and if we have to do it by giving this little skinny twerp, steroids out of, who knows where to make him into, that's basically what it was. He was on steroids. And, some of the, I'm glad it was a period piece. And when he
also, I think his costume was best in that movie. It
was.
All the costumes afterwards were worse.
Yeah, but I guess you get kind of jaded when you see World War II stuff, and when he goes down with the ship in the North, in North Pole, and then wakes up and everything, it's like, and then they kind of are tricking him, thinking it's still 1940, whatever it is.
They want to slowly introduce him to, hey, you've been asleep for like 70 years.
Yeah, and he instantly figures out, hey, I was at that baseball game. What the heck is going on?
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then he runs out and it's modern times. I was like, okay, that was a cool thing.
That was a good transition.
That was a very good transition. And but when it comes to World War II stuff, especially with I saw a lot of World War II movies growing up because of my grandfathers were in World War II, and and so I try to get myself not to be jaded by it because I saw it so much in memorabilia, and I mean my papa, my mom's dad, he has Nazi buttons.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
He does. They're in a jar. And
are they right next to the Nazi heads?
No.
No.
Alright, I assume they're across the room then.
No, but so as somebody who is so used to World War II stuff, I'm like, okay, America's gonna save the day, but what's his face? That played the Red Skull.
Hugo Weaving.
Yes, that was freaking awesome.
He did well.
And the transition from normal face to the Red Skull, that was some of the best between practical effects and special effects. It's so subtle.
I still don't know who did it. I don't know.
Magic. Yeah, because it looks like that head is too big for that skinny head of his.
He's actually got a head like a TARDIS, honestly.
It's
He
bigger
does
on
have a
the
TARDIS
inside.
head.
He's a retardis.
And-
I think we should end it now because that joke's not going to get beaten.
And for me, I know why they brought in Thor, because they're trying to bring in that magic element. Even though it's like alien science, we call it magic. Blah 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 blah. And especially since we can't have the X-Men, they're bringing in Doctor Strange. Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Well,
Yeah,
I could do like a whole podcast just on that fucking bullshit.
Yeah, and so they bring in the magic element of Thor, and that in itself, it is a good movie, especially.
Can I just put a side note here? I'm not sure if I'm the only one here, but I love this whole magic is technology shit that they got going on. But with Doctor Strange, I want Doctor Strange to actually have magic. I want him to be an actual mystical man. Because I feel like that would change shit up. Like, Thor I have lightning magic, and he's like, nah, it's not magic, this is magic, and then boom! Tornado.
Especially when he was a doctor, he was a surgeon or something, like in New York or whatever like that, and he's like, I don't know, didn't he like learn basically like voodoo?
I don't know jack shit about Doctor Strange, so I don't know.
Oh,
pretty awesome, basically.
yeah. Every time that they say we're gonna do this, I instantly go to my Marvel wiki and just read up his entire thing. So. But yeah, the whole magic is technology thing, I could totally agree with you on that. It's like, I hope he is magic.
Yeah, I don't want to know, because you would limit it in some ways when you use magic as technology, especially with him. With Thor, I get it, makes sense. But with Doctor Strange, nah. Because if it's technology, then he is essentially just like Iron Man, isn't he? He's essentially Iron Man, but better.
Yeah.
And, that's,
it's like he found some relic that came from the Nine Realms or something like that gave him those abilities. Or
I don't want him to just whip out his staff that's essentially just a gun. I want him to be like, look, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to summon my ancestor John, and my John ancestor is going to possess your ass, and he's going to choke you. Okay? I want that. Okay, I want that to happen. Right? I think that'd be cool. I don't want none of this alien shit anymore. I like it. I've had enough of this. I want some normal shit. I was going to say, how badass would it be to see like a mystical man, Doctor Strange, using magic powers trying to kill Thanos, who's like the exact opposite, just a giant bruiser with technology on his side? What a fucking power that'd be.
And that's...
I feel like someone should have just said, preach it, brother.
Yeah. Preach it.
Hey,
I'll go all Southern Baptist preach it for you.
he sounds like a Southern.
I am Southern.
Yeah, I know. It's just, the point is, just continue.
Oh, okay. Do we want to move on to the next topic?
I guess so. Let's.
It would be an idea.
Okay. Most anticipated MCU movie.
Doctor Strange.
Is that
or next Hulk movie.
I'm gonna say Black Panther.
What?
Well, because
he's bitch Batman.
I know he's a bitch Batman, but for one thing, we finally get to see more about the origins of the vibranium, which is made in his country.
I guess, but no, but it's not. You're not gonna get origins. You're just gonna get it was mined here. It's about as much origin as saying we mined coal in England. That is the origin of coal.
Yeah, but I guess for one thing, I know that Marvel wants to bring in more black characters, and why not with the Black Panther? And also, he is a little bit more of the, I would say, more magical side of anything, because, you know...
How much you want to bet they're going to go tech with him? I guarantee
I know. But I go Marvel Wiki, and a lot of it is that he went through the ceremonies of his father before him, to pick up the, Black Panther mantle.
If I had it my way, I'd have them do Iron Fist, but make him black. A black Iron Fist. That could work, I think, because you wouldn't have to change the character too much. He'd be awesome, and he'd have kind of magic, and also martial arts, whipping out that karate.
But here's the thing. here's the thing. The guy that they're kind of showing off of saying, oh, he might be the Black Panther. I forgot his name at the moment. He doesn't look like
The Rock,
Black Panther.
Dwayne Johnson.
No.
The Rock is going to be Black Adam.
Yeah. I forgot the name of the actor, but he's American, and I really think they should try to get a African actor,
Like
not
an
just
actual guy, yeah.
yeah, get an actual guy. And
Here's the thing. I'm not sure anyone's noticed this, right? But every time I see an actor who's actually an African man, like actually from Africa or one of those countries, they're damn good.
Yes.
Like, they're really good. I've noticed that. And also, I like their accents. I'm just saying, this is just a thing I realise now. I like the accent. I don't know why, but I do. And every time I see someone try to fake, in fact, actually, this applies to anything. If you are not of a race and you try to fake being that race, 90% of the time you're going to fail. Frankly, it's the exclusive domain of the British actor to be able to be any other race, frankly, because we can pretend to be Americans, we can do that. So I'm just saying.
Somewhat do American, somewhat. I remember Alan Rickman, the winter guest, with Emma Thompson. He tried to do a Cajun accent, and he failed miserably.
Okay, I'll take that back. You're right. We're not that good at it, frankly. But look, that's the whole point. Just don't try to fake with the accents. If in general, try to stay with your accent. I'm not sure. I've seen a trailer for this movie called Horns with Daniel Radcliffe, and he's got an American accent in it.
I need to see that trailer.
Weird.
I don't know why I've been putting off seeing that trailer.
It's so weird. He's got an American accent.
It's good.
I've heard that, which is why I don't know why I haven't seen it yet.
It's good, but at the same time, it's horrifying. It's like, Harry Potter, what happened, man? You've given up. What's happened?
Yeah, because, I love listening to accents and different dialects. And so when I hear somebody's accent, especially a British accent, my little ears turn like into little dog ears going, what? And then when you hear Daniel Radcliffe go American, they go right in front, like, ooh, he's actually pulling it off. It's like the hopes I have for David Tennant for Grace Point.
Exactly. I don't know how he's doing it. I've listened to it and I was like, I can't do that. I can do like a deliberately embarrassingly southern accent, but that's like.
Do it.
Well, howdy, Jim Bob.
Oh God.
Exactly. It's a deliberately bad accent, and it's brilliant. Look, you know it. My name is Jim Bob. I live down the street near the main place and fight the crocodiles in my bare hands and eat crawfish all day. That's basically the only thing I can do.
Cajun accent. That's a Cajun. You're trying to do a very bad Cajun accent.
Look. Don't insult the Cajuns because they're my favorite accent. I love that Gambia accent. It's awesome.
But yeah, get somebody from freaking Africa to play Black Panther.
Absolutely.
And I think that one guy, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was the guy that Peter Quill fought off with in the beginning. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he's from there. And to me, that's him. I've seen him in other movies. And to me, that guy should have been Black Panther. Yeah, somebody look it up. I hear some typing going.
I'm doing that now.
That's not me.
Yeah. But, I mean, when you hear, it's like, has anybody ever seen the movie Amistad?
I have not.
Yeah, I believe I have in music class in a community college for my final year of college. Long story, folks, so don't ask. Here, at least here.
Yeah. And especially with, what's her face in 12 Years a Slave? She's an African actress.
Something with an L.
Like Lutia, whatever.
Something with an N, yeah.
Yeah, and she...
Oh, they could get Jimon Honso to do it. That guy with the really tough-looking face.
But it's... From what I know about Black Panther and everything, try to get a legit guy, who can do it. Not just because he's black, he's African, blah, 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 but
I don't care if he's not. I don't actually care if he's black, because I know Africans aren't necessarily all black, so he could be white, but if he was actually African, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, we're trying to get, more color on the screen than just white people.
No, but the color doesn't matter. It's the actual race, if he's from Africa.
Yeah,
that's
he could look like a Chinese guy, but he's from Africa, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Well, it would be weird.
And especially, the possible speeches that guy could do, because he's like a CEO, Batman ripoff. but or
That's where the bitch Batman comes from.
yeah, basically.
Black man.
Of Wakanda, I think that's the name of the country, but
Yeah, Wakanda.
Wakanda, and
He marries Storm, doesn't he?
yeah, he marries Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what is yours?
Oh, mine.
Yeah.
This is going to be really surprising to all you people who know me.
Ant-Man.
Okay, let me. No,
It's Ant-Man, isn't it?
A Hulk standalone film, because ever since I've seen Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, he just deserves his own movie. He deserves to really showcase him as the Hulk, because while it's nice seeing him interact with Iron Man, it'd be great just seeing him alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some people have talked about what about him with the Planet Hulk, storyline, which I've heard about.
They can't do it. They can't do the Planet Hulk story.
Yeah, because the Mark Ruffalo isn't really looking forward to doing that as his first, Hulk standalone film, just because it'd just be mostly the Hulk. But then people were like, "Oh, they could do this or that." But I really want
Just
something.
give him Hulk versus the Avengers. Hulk goes a bit crazy. You can't control it
Shut
anymore.
up!
The Avengers
Shut
have to fight
up.
him. There we go.
Yeah, make him temporary. Make him temporary Red Hulk by some way, and let him go crazy, and then revert him back to green.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, in a second you can explain this whole Red Hulk stuff, because I know other Hulk colors exist, and I think there was a whole multiple personality disorder thingy. But anyways, I just want to see something where there's a good mix of Hulk and Bruce Banner, because I like seeing the whole Bruce trying to control the other guy. That's what really attracts me to the Hulk, at least at the moment.
You know what I would like to see in a Hulk movie? I would love to see like the inner monologue, not monologue, dialogue in his head.
Oh, that would be fucking awesome.
You
I
know?
would really see the Hulk as a whole other being, because I think a lot of people just think the Hulk isn't that complex, where I could go on for a while just, about how the Hulk is angry, but he also wants to protect Bruce Banner, but he also hates Bruce Banner.
No, but I want to see Banner's perspective when he's the Hulk, because I know he can still feel shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because I think that'd be cool. Imagine the Hulk just smashing shit. It's like going crazy, right? Maybe he's about to hurt someone, right? And Banner's in there. You can see it. You can do a POV shot. He's looking through his eyes, and he's just like, "No, stop it, you bastard! You're moving my coffee."
And this is another Monday. Fuck Mondays.
But yeah, if I were to want to see something very unique, it is the inner mind dialogue between those two.
No,
One versus, when little to big and vice versa.
Yeah.
No,
That would be fucking awesome. Marvel, if any of you people are actually watching this, do it.
Yeah, if you want my contact information, I got loads of ideas.
Keep in mind, I've not got many good ideas, but I would bitch you if you get them wrong. So, give me a call, Marvel.
Okay.
Next topic.
Next thing.
Okay. We were going to do Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but I'm not going to do that this time around, just because the whole thing seemed to be with Jim and Punchy, which was the reason I was thinking of doing it, because we were all having a great combo on Twitter, and I was like, I'd like to bring that.
Shut up. I'm talking. Right, look, we are bypassing it. We will bypass it, but for people watching who might not see the next one, shush, damn it, computer. Right, now, this week, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Overall, it's a very good show, but the Hulk in it was fucked up. He's a bitch beyond belief. He's like the Thing, except green and emo. He's an emo green thing, is what he is.
The Hulk's been smoking too much of Bruce's weed.
Yes. Also, there is no Bruce anymore. Yeah.
So, If we're talking about Bruce, we're going to have to bring up weed at least once.
Yeah,
The Hulk smoked that blunt.
yeah.
You're going to kill me.
The incredible blunt.
Okay, so what is the replacement for that? For that discussion.
We're just going to move on to the next topic.
Okay.
That's a replacement.
Good move. Get on with it.
Okay, finally, as the last topic, your least and most favorite things about the MCU. So, praise Fangirl in Punchy's case, and also talk about anything that bothers you.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say my favorite bits are the fact that they're actually bringing it all there. They're not picking and choosing the Marvel Universe. They're bringing it all in and they're making it good. My least favorite is probably, it's ironic. I have some problems with it. I think one problem is the fact that because it's in movies, I know for a fact that some of these actors aren't going to last, and sometimes these characters are going to have to die eventually.
Yeah,
And it's almost depressing because that means they've limited it. You're not going to get more than 5 Iron Man movies, for example.
I know Steve, I think rumored to die in like a movie or two.
Yeah, Captain America is going to die. I'm telling you right now. Frankly, I don't mind too much because the alternate choice is good. He's either going to become the Falcon, who I thought he's not great, but he'll do, or Winter Soldier, who is fucking awesome, and you know it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing and a bad thing because it's like. I don't think it means as much when you think about it as the Avengers, but let me use the Justice League as an example. In the Justice League, at some point, if it was the circle of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you'd have to move past the main characters. You'd have to have a Justice League without Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. And at that point, you wouldn't have a Justice League anymore.
Or in the case of the Avengers going on to try to make, I guess with these other franchises, making something like the Young Avengers.
Exactly, but here's the thing: they're gonna run out.
Yeah.
They're already running on second-tier characters. I don't know how much Robert Downey's got left in him. I think the longest acting are probably going to be Thor and the Hulk. They're going to last the longest, but overall they're still not going to do too well. I give them about 6 movies, maybe, or best.
And then that's when they'll finally say, "Okay, Scarlett Johansson, we'll give you your solo movie."
Fucking Black Widow solo movie. God damn it!
She needs a movie.
What happened in Budapest? Why is Josh Whedon obsessed with Budapest? Because there was a line in Buffy or Angel that mentioned Budapest too.
I get the feeling Joss Whedon went to Budapest once and did some bad things.
I want to know.
That's his way of getting out. Like, he secretly wants to confess about his sin.
Or maybe he just likes the word Budapest. He's like, let me just stick it here.
Budapest.
Yeah.
Budapest.
Yeah.
It's like Axe talking.
Cinnamon buns.
Omar has no fucking idea what we're talking about.
Not a clue. You've lost your minds.
We'll have to do it Animorphs.
Read Animorphs already, god damn it.
No!
Yeah.
I'm gonna shove it up your ass so you'll finally read it.
I have PDFs. I can give it to you.
You two are terrifying abomination.
I have all the PDF files that someone gave me after RAF took down their ebook versions. So yeah. And
listen, I've been thinking about this. It's a question. I know this is completely not related to the podcast in some ways, but here's the thing. Short answer to this, okay? You gotta give me a short answer because this doesn't make sense in my head, okay? Animorphs is about aliens invading, right? They're like trying to attack Earth some shit in the end. That's Endgame, right? Yeah. How the fuck are a few children with the ability to turn into rats gonna do anything?
They basically fight
short.
guerrilla. They do guerrilla style warfare.
Yep.
Yes, but
With one of their battle morphs actually being a
gorilla,
gorilla, but they're not one of those heroes that like wins every single battle. They're always nearly losing every time.
That's because no matter what animal they turn into, it's technically making them weaker than the ordinary human.
Not really.
No.
The tiger. Oh, you bet. Tiger, gorilla morph.
How are you gonna have a gun?
Yeah, they do, but
It's Morgan's alien.
The
weapon.
only eventuality that I could think makes it more powerful is if they turn into a monkey that had like good feet dexterity and then arm themselves with like 4 guns.
Marco has a gorilla morph.
He has a silverback gorilla.
He could then, I guess, he could use a really big gun.
Yeah.
He could shoot a bazooka like a machine gun.
Punchy, you know how you like to compare characters in one series to another?
Yes.
Marco is Tony.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's like no questions fucking asked. Everyone in the fandom
he's not rich. That's all there is. His dad's
But at the end of the series, he's rich.
Yeah,
so.
at the end. But he's the womanizer. He's the smartass. You know, he's the strategist.
Well, he just sounds like me now.
Okay, read so you can actually see yourself in a good light for once.
Oh,
how dare you! I will step on you.
You're too short. Marco's short.
Do you know what?
Hanging a fight too, girl.
Turn you the cheek. And we'll turn back around and kick your ass.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Oh God, no! Oh. Next question.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. Favorite thing about it. Again, I hate to repeat, what he just said, but, just of the connectability of everything. They're kind of like, you know what? We'll bring in the strangest thing, and let's see what happens.
Fucking Howard the Duck.
That was the best post-credit scenes ever.
Okay, I got a question. I got a question for you two. Okay, at the end of that little bit, while you're going out of the theater, did you hear any kids say, What's with the duck to their parents?
I did.
Yeah.
My little sister was with me actually, so I could tell you what she said.
What?
She thought it was Daffy Duck. And I was like, I didn't have the heart to tell her it wasn't, so I was like, yeah, it's Daffy Duck. Had a dye job apparently.
Yeah, drinking a cocktail wherever it was in his hand. But I heard behind me, "What's with the duck?" And this guy behind me said it was this lame movie in the '80s.
No, actually, for anyone who doesn't know, and I look up facts, so this is one of the random ones I found. Howard the Duck, besides being in the movie that I haven't thankfully seen, he's actually a Marvel character that has, I think, teamed up with either the Avengers or the Guardians.
It's the Guardians.
Guardians, one or the other. I had 50-50.
Well, the thing is that the whole thing with Rocket and that dog, the dog is actually
a psychic dog.
Yeah, it's a telepathic, quasi-telekinetic dog, and I hope that if they show that dog, I hope he speaks with a Russian accent.
I don't know about you, but I demand that to be the case. I'll be offended if they don't.
But yeah, and also.
Oh, stop!
What? It's my turn.
No. This needs to be said.
Okay.
You know what the next Marvel movie should be?
What?
Marvel's Animals. Rocket Raccoon, Howard the Duck, Cosmo Dog. There we go.
Oh God.
It would be
Thor Frog, and then basically bring in the Marvel pets, Thor Dog, Thor Frog, and all them. Anyway, the other little part of my favorite part is the creative humor they put in it, in every movie, even how dark it gets. They are able to do it either subtly or tastefully. And
you know what it is. I think what Marvel has successfully done here, they've successfully gotten across the feeling that comics give you into a movie. They've got the comedy, they've got the kind of serious but lighthearted. They've all got that in there. They've successfully made a comic into a movie.
Especially working with the comic writers.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, DC, you should be doing it, But yeah, let me see. The weak point, it's really hard to find a weak.
I know.
Only one I could say, this is going to make me a total feminist. More freaking women.
Yes! Okay, now that you've opened that floodgate, I'm not a comic book reader myself, but I heard that Janet Van Dyne or whatever was, founding member of the Avengers, and she's going to be killed off screen before the first Ant-Man movie. So
Yeah, I reckon she's just going to be replaced by someone else. Like there'll be like a wasp girl or whatever. She just won't be her.
Like a proto-wasp.
But I don't but like that's not just like a feminist issue to me. It's like an adaptation issue. It's like, why? Oh, you're going to cause the main character some pain.
You know what I think? You know what I think is going to happen? I think the original Ant-Man, the older one, who's going to be Ant-Man, I think he's going to be a dick like he's meant to be. And I think he's going to end up having killed Janet Van Dyne, and I think they're going to bring that into the story and make it so that Paul Rudd, who plays the younger new Ant-Man, I think he'll have to kill him.
Did you see the clips of Mark Ruffalo seeing Paul Rudd?
Yeah, he's like.
I did, yeah.
Well, and then like they're like being interviewed together, and he can't keep his hands off him.
Yeah. Okay, here's the problem with Paul Rudd. He does not know how to be anybody else but him.
That is, can Paul Rudd act at all, really?
He can't really divert from himself.
It's like that South Park Rob Schneider joke, It's like, Paul Rudd plays Paul Rudd in a movie about Paul Rudd.
Exactly.
Little mini subplot in one of the episodes where the kids keep on flying on a plane and they keep on seeing previews for another Rob Schneider.
Yeah. Rob Schneider plays Rob Schneider in Rob Schneider the movie.
So Rob Schneider plays a carrot or a stapler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Paul Rudd is.
Okay, let's go back to my point.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, let's go back to Keytor. Shut up, Bunchy.
Yeah. Bitch slap. Yeah.
You are mean people. I will annihilate
Americans,
you.
what do you expect?
Good point.
Okay. It's not, like you said, it's not a feminist issue, but it's just of, now that Disney has said, ooh, girls really do like this. It's not just of the merchandising and all that, but it empowers girls.
I think Wonder Woman's going to take care of that.
Wonder Woman's DC.
Yeah, I know, but she's Wonder Woman. It doesn't matter.
I know, but I'm really, really, really cautious about that movie. Just of how they're going to do it. Are they going to do like a post after the 70s, like in the TV show kind of thing? And
they're going Warrior Wonder Woman by the looks of it.
Well, I know, but if in the show. She went to, she came out from the island to World War II, went back to the island, came back for the 70s, and then she went back to the island, and so it
Wait, do you mean, are you wondering about what she is, or?
Well, just how.
I know what she is. I can tell you right now. I'm not sure if you noticed, but in Man of Steel there was a comic that came with it. And in it, basically, there are a few Kryptonians who land on Earth, and most of them die, except apparently one of them, Kara Zor-El, Supergirl. Except that was like 3,000 years ago, and when Superman finds that ship in the movie, that pod that she was in is empty, and she's not there, which means she survived. She's on Earth. Yeah. Probably 3,000 years ago. That's about the Greek time, right? Yeah. I reckon she probably ended up blending in with them, having children with them, and creating a race of Amazons. There we go.
Yeah.
And therefore. Wonder Woman is Kryptonian. But also slightly related to Superman, so that.
But since we're talking Marvel.
Yes, Marvel, Omar.
Whatever, I'm a DC guy. DC for life.
And with the limited women we have, we got We got Scarlet. We got the Black Widow. We got Scarlet Witch. We got what's her face?
Pepper Potts.
Pepper Potts. We got what's her face from
Colby Smulders. Who did she play? I don't know who she plays, but I love her.
Hill?
Maria.
Maria Hill. So far, other than the Natalie Portman's character, who's kind of
What about Agents of the TV series?
Sif.
That was a pretty badass woman.
Yeah. But I mean of potential like main ones, since really we can't have the X-Men, because a lot of times the X-Men become Avengers and go back and forth, and so who we're gonna have unless we Well, I know, but they're, that's why there's
They're having to like tiptoe around the backstory there.
Yeah, the tiptoeing that they're starting to say is they're going to try to say, okay, the X-Men, the mutants that are going to be popping up are like human descendants of the Inhumans. And that's why they're bringing the Inhumans in all of this. To tiptoe, to bypass all that stuff.
I don't like that. That's cheeky shit, that.
I know, but that's the main theory. And it's hard because there's so many X-Men women that have been in Avengers. We have had Storm. We have had, I think, even X-23 for a brief second.
I think they need to get 2 women for the Avengers, and that'll sort them out. I think they need to get Miss Marvel and Spider-Woman, because they're the main women, I think, that are good for the Avengers.
For me,
no, Peter Parker, played by Andrew Garfield, needs to meet Tony Stark.
Yes.
I want that.
Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I saw in the movie, there's a motorcycle. There is a motorcycle in this brief scene. You have to pause it, but it says Stark's Industries on it.
I need it now.
Yeah, there's a motorcycle.
Guys, let's not talk about this, because this hurts me too much. This is emotionally painful.
I know. And so it's like a big old, teaser of, what if, and especially with now what they're doing, rebooting Fantastic Four and this whole whatever they're doing with, biracial family, I don't know. But,
I reckon they're not going to be related. I think I'm fine with that, frankly.
Yeah, like step siblings or something like that.
No, I don't think that. I think they're going to go the realistic route. Like, why would one family somehow manage to get in a spaceship at the same time? It doesn't work like that. Probably not related at all, but probably they have a relationship that is akin to being brother and sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Ultimate Universe. Yeah.
But
all the people who know what I'm talking about are wanting to hit me now.
Hey, I collect Ultimate X-Men graphic novels. I've been trying to get my collection complete, but yeah,
I collected a lot of X-Men comics. Sorry, Ultimate Comics, and then they started killing everyone.
I haven't read to everyone. I haven't really read the comics. I just listen to basically Linkara, and I read up on stuff. So I actually have fooled my fiance into thinking I've seen movies, which I have never seen anything of. That's how good I am.
Oh, you're already test driving your marriage right there.
Well, the test driving the marriage was maybe a month or 2 after we dated, when I made him grow his beard, and now he's
No. I'm talking about I've seen this kind of stuff. Lie.
The thing is, I can't lie. It's hard for me. It's totally by accident that he thinks I've seen these movies.
But yeah, to me, that is the biggest weak point with Marvel is the women. And any, it doesn't have to be Avengers or anything. I mean, now they got Gamora, now they got Nebula, and who else Thanos got busy with and made children with?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah, and I want to see Karen Gillan come back.
I love her.
She did a damn good job.
Yeah, she did good in Guardians. I also recently saw her in Oculus, and she was fucking fantastic in that one too. I like what she's done outside of Doctor Who so far.
Yeah. Did you hear about when I think this was last year when she was talking about doing Guardians and everything, and they asked, what about being bald? Are you having to put on a cap or whatever like that? And she's like, well, here. And she threw her wig into the audience.
I remember that.
And it's her actual hair.
Dedication.
Yeah. And then she's like, I need that back. and then after they did Guardians, Disney's kind of like, can we borrow your hair for Star Wars? So
what?
somewhere. Yeah, so Karen's like, yeah, my hair is going to be in Star Wars Episode 7 somewhere. I have no clue.
It could be on Chewie.
Well, a lot of people think it's going to be Mara Jade.
I would love to see Mara Jade on the big screen.
Or who knows how much they'll take from the expanded universe novels and everything. Or
and everything in the expanded universe is now non-canon, so
But
I'll be honest with you guys. With the Star Wars movies, I know what I want it to be. I want it to be about a Sith, and I want it to be like a Sith apprentice, kind of growing up and becoming a proper Sith.
Okay,
I know it'll never be that, but I'm just gonna keep saying that.
I'm going to just say some rumors I read. I haven't double checked, and even the article itself said these rumors might be false. But it might deal with this Inquisition thing that are protect the Sith order, and that, you know, with this retconning will have been involved in ways throughout the 6 Star Wars movies.
Mhm.
And somehow the Inquisition was, I think, introduced in Star Wars Rebels, so which I haven't.
That thing that's fixing to come out. I'm not much of a Star Wars person. You know, I'm a very techie person. I like technobabble. Even though they got a lot of it, I like seeing it evolve. In Star Wars, what they had a problem with, even though they tens of thousands of years, they never really changed
Yeah, I've noticed that. It's
technologically.
like I played the Old Republic, and I realized that technology there is exactly the same as the ones in the movies.
Yeah,
And the
the
Medieval
heads of the
time.
androids might be different, but really, they have not changed their tech in
Yeah.
so many, you know, thousands of years. And I had to say this, I'm a Trekkie, you know, and I like it that, you know, they are willing.
I've got a weird situation here. I'm not sure how many people feel like me, but every time I watch Trek kind of related stuff, I think I like the story in this better, I like the characters in this better. But then I look at Star Wars, and I think I like the world in this way better. So the world of Star Wars I think is superior, but I think the stories in Star Trek and the way they tell it is better.
Well,
Okay,
it's a whole different thing.
let's get back on track. This is really interesting, but
Well, you know, Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, they're all like in this weird, you know,
Close enough.
bleh.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet Star Wars is going to be happening in like 5 galaxies away from where Guardians of the Galaxy happened?
yeah, that'll be.
I reckon at some point Darth Vader's going to pop up and
That's
he's going to be
fan
like force
fiction
choking Peter
right
Quill.
there.
Right at you, Omar. And okay, with my picks for least and favorite, my pick for favorite is that the MCU has shown the superhero genre in a good light, saying, you know, it can show, you know, good stuff. It's not just some movie you put on to keep your kids quiet for an hour or two. There's actually good depth to it. Good actors can work in them.
And in the stories that they tell of, you know, cause and effect. That it's not just they win the day, something does happen.
Yeah, like Tony, everyone is affected by the events of the Avengers. Rob Stark, Tony Stark, like goes into PTSD and has panic attacks and feels useless without his suit. Steve Rogers, you know, still has to deal with being in a world that's, you know, the same world, but it's still strange and foreign to him.
It's not the American values and all that of the 40s. Everything is, you know, we take our freedom for granted. We have to relinquish our freedom for security. And, you know, that's what he's having to deal with. And he still has those 1940 beliefs of like, no, that's not what it is.
I agree with him though. Right. What's the next topic?
My least favorite thing about it is talking about the fan base of how, you know, how high a pedestal they put the MCU on. Like, I enjoy the MCU. I adore it. But some people are, I guess, have the opinion of it's so great they can never make a mistake. So when they make a mistake, like with Ant-Man or some other thing, it's like this apocalyptic event to a lot of fans. And it's like, no, you always have to know things can be great, but there's always going to be some flaws.
It's going to be a hiccup.
Yeah. It's like when actors like do something wrong and people are like, oh my god, can you believe? And it's like, they're human. Wow, they cheated, they had a divorce. Wow.
That's
I
why.
quickly just got, there's the thing, I have to go. and do the
Okay,
thing?
we're actually ending the podcast now.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah. This was
Nice
the last
timing.
damn topic.
yeah.
Sure, I'll say to ends then. Quickly, let's move.
Oh, okay. Announcements. Let's start with Punchy because he usually says shit.
I recently found out that I have awesomeitis, and it's fatal. Continue.
Okay, Keytor, is there anything you're doing that you want to make an announcement of?
Well, I'm moving right now, so there's nothing really going on except me trying to move. But if you want to see my artwork, I'm on DeviantArt. Look up Keytor84. It is spelled Kheetor84. And if anybody wants to know, yes, it is based off the Transformer Keytor. Just with a K.
Every guest for like a couple times has been some Transformers thing, but
Cheetahs are my favorite animal, and when I saw a cheetah transformer, I had to do it back in those AOL days.
Okay, Keytor, after this podcast ends, send me the link over Skype so I can put it in the YouTube description and up on the blog when I post this. So
Definitely.
Nice look at
you have to
it.
click on the link.
Go back.
Okay. My art has suffered because I've been ill over the last couple of years, but, you know, I'm trying to get back to it.
Oh, it's probably good anyway.
No, 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 no.
Someone punched the Hulk face right now.
What?
Punch.
That's what Punchy is using as his picture. He's having like a Hulk face.
The grin, yeah.
I felt it was appropriate.
Okay.
Alright, your turn. Announcements, come on.
Okay. Okay. The first chapter of The Dawning is up on my AO3 account, which is also Jashikins, and it's actually a sequel to an upcoming fic. What's really funny is The Dawning is a time travel story, and time has no meaning behind the scenes either. And another chapter of the Shorn Chronicles, Allies in Blood and Sand, which is me combining a bunch of different chapters from my Look I Stole a Blade Ship Tumblr, is up on FFnet.
We got Skype and Morphs talk here.
Yeah. And finally, the most recent parts of my Dead Space Extraction Let's Play have been uploaded to YouTube, finally. And I'll be putting them up on my blog later today, so you'll be able to see them there.
Wait, real quick. If you want to follow me on Tumblr, it's Keytor, 84 at, .tumblr.com. And mostly it's just me complaining about my Crohn's, but I post a lot of Doctor Who stuff, a lot of Legend of Korra, anything geeky, I do it. So, and later on I will start putting Animorphs or related fan art up once I get my
the
stuff.
Doctor Who stuff and the Avatar stuff.
I have Doctor Who fan art on the ready. I just gotta color those damn things. And Photoshop has been with me lately because I'm on an 8-year-old MacBook, but I'm trying here. But I do Doctor Who fan art. But I think that's everything from everybody.
Okay, so closing statements. Omar, of course, is going to be saved for last. I'll go first. Until next video, goodbye.
And for me, I hope I get to come back again and geek out with you guys. I don't get to do it much. And if you want me, I'm available.
We should
email me, text me, whatever.
Penis belly.
Do you have any last remaining words, Omar?
Penis belly.